Shut up and sit down.
What's happening, guys? This is the Takeover Tuesday show. My name is Carlos Redlick, and I got David Allen over here, too. What's happening, David?
Hey, how's it going, Carlos? I hear you're feeling a little under the weather.
Yeah, I'm feeling like crap. Now, hopefully our listeners can hear a little better. I'm actually on my phone right now, and I'm driving in the car while I'm in the passenger seat. So, there's a little static what I hear, but hopefully everybody else can hear it okay. But we'll try to make do, I guess,
Yeah, hey, this is the lives of people who are busy and on the go.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Well, one of the things I really wanted to kind of talk about today is because I'm going through it right now. I mean, my girlfriend and I are both sick as shit right now. I mean, she went to the hospital to get some tests done for something else, and we left the hospital, and I don't know, it feels like we came down with like the worst flu in the fucking world. You know what I mean? And one of the things, I mean, I am just so fucking thankful. I'm thinking about it now. So fucking thankful that I've got some sort of income coming in that doesn't necessarily require me to like work every single second of the day. You know what I mean? Because good God, if this would have happened to me maybe a year and a half or so ago, I wouldn't have been able to fucking pay my bills, help my girlfriend. I wouldn't have been able to do shit. I would have basically been struggling, fucking having the bills pile up, and probably wouldn't even be able to afford any of the fucking medication. You know what I mean? It's I think it's a very important thing. People always get caught up, in this whole thing of, you gotta, I guess, work and all this shit. Like, you have to understand what you're really working for. Like, for me, I don't work for the money. It's not about the money. It's about what money can get you. For me, it can get me freedom and fucking security so that I know when I'm sick, I don't have to worry about my fucking insurance or Obamacare. Fuck Obamacare. Fuck insurance. I can pay that shit straight up. And it's the best feeling in the world because I just went to like I don't know if you, I guess, one of the pharmacies here, I think it's like Target or Walgreens, one of these places here, fucking, and I just literally went to the and I remember a year and a half ago, I couldn't even do this. I couldn't even afford like Excedrin and shit because I couldn't afford $10-20. And I just went in there and I'm like, I need fucking, here are all the pills and the drugs that are supposed to cure my symptoms and shit. So I just fucking took all of them. I probably spent like $100 for medication. I don't even know if I'm going to use it all. But I was like, it was a big ass impulse. Where I'm like, I need all this shit. I'm stocking my fucking house up with fucking drugs and medication. You know, it's but I think it's something really important, man. People have got to get on their fucking hustle because it's not about what, you may not be sick now, you may not be struggling now, but fuck me, man. When that shit really hits the fan, you've got to be able to pay for it. You've got to be able to be stress free about it because if not, you're gonna be horrible. And I mean, I've been talking to some of my friends, Constantinos, Kalulis. He's a badass guy from Doodle Video. He's going through a bunch of shit now that's way worse than what I've gone through. And he even told me, he's like, I have 2 years in cash money that can support my luxurious lifestyle in Greece with his like $2 million condo and his other fucking $1 million. He's like, he's got 2 years of fuck you money in like a little fucking safe that's straight cash. And he's like, you've got to have it. If not, you're just, what are you really doing, dude? You're only here for one life. You've got to be able to take care of it.
Yeah, it's extremely important too because in a different vein. I mean, I'm not sick. I don't get sick that often. Of course, it could happen anytime. But and being Canadian, I have a different sort of situation. But for me, it's a very similar vein. Is I travel a lot and I drive a lot, and so I have a constant requirement for my vehicle repairs, breakdowns, whatever. And so if you don't have that handy, like you said, you're not hustling to get that money. You're not gonna get, for me, I'm gonna get stranded somewhere, basically.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere,
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's crazy what money can do for you. I mean, money is just a piece of paper that people find so valuable, and I feel so fucking fortunate. Like, I'm going to Chicago in a couple days, so I'm hoping my fucking cold goes away because if not, I'm gonna get even sicker in Chicago probably. It's freezing over there. It's like 20 degrees over there. It's madness. But I mean, money is it's just little fucking pieces of paper that can buy you freedom. I mean, when I think of hustling, and whenever I'm working, sometimes we get in the zone. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you're a copywriter, maybe you're a online marketer putting together your landing pages and funnels and all that stuff. I mean, everybody hits a point where they're exhausted and they're like, "Fuck, you know what? All right, I've done a little bit of work today. That's good. I'll try and do it tomorrow." And I think, contrary to this whole thing of living a balanced lifestyle, I really disagree with that. I think you should not live a balanced lifestyle in the beginning of your business, at least in the beginning. Maybe afterward, like right now, I'm balancing my life out, but in the beginning, you've got to fucking like. There's no way to get to that next level, to pass critical mass and all that shit that people talk about without going 110 fucking miles an hour, without going 100 full fucking speed through this shit. Because without it, you're just fucked. You've got to go balls to the wall, vagina to the wall, whatever you got, and you got to go crazy. You know what I mean? You
No,
got to go fucking wild.
it's true. I remember writing the first sales letter I ever wrote for somebody, for a client of mine, and he said, "Okay, let's do this," and he sent over some money up front and stuff. And man, I think I stayed up for 2 days straight writing that thing. Just I wanted to just kick the shit out of it, and I wasn't going to relent. I didn't want to take it and it's something you love. It's interesting to me too. So I'm constantly tinkering with this word here and stuff and blah blah. And especially back this maybe a couple of years ago, but I was just trying to do the best that I could, and sleep and stuff I wasn't even thinking about that kind of shit because I just wanted to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's funny. There's actually a really good show I just finished watching. If anybody's into like sales or human behavior, especially human behavior and the way people's body works whenever they're lying or telling the truth and
Right?
really good shit, you got to check out this show called Lie to Me. I think
Okay.
I forget the main actor's name. It's something Tim Roth or Tom Roth, some shit like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But it is fucking incredible. And I don't watch TV. Very rarely do I watch TV. There's a couple shows, but
Right.
I mean, fucking this show is so good. I know we kind of sidetracked on it, but
Nope.
if anybody's ever wanted to watch TV but they don't know what the fuck to watch because there's no good business shows on or very
Right.
few of them,
Right.
then Lie to Me for any marketer is unbelievable because it's going to go through exactly what people do when they lie, when they're telling the truth, and it's almost like a fucking e-course. Like you can just look at the fucking I mean, assuming they're telling the truth, which it seems like they are. Maybe they're bullshitting. I don't know,
Right.
but they do a really good a good thing of explaining to you why people are okay. This person's lying because his fucking mouth made a small move, and then they show you like 4 different presidents, politicians, whatever, that
Right.
did the exact facial expression, showing you, look, this is exactly what it means. It means contempt, or it means anger,
Right.
it means whatever.
Right.
And really stuff. So I mean, if you're not hustling, then you should be fucking filling your mind with shit that's going to actually benefit you. There's absolutely no, in my opinion, there's very little use for watching like the Real Housewives of Atlanta or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Like the Bad Girls Club. Like, I have friends that watch this shit, and they're guys. They're men that play football and fucking tackle each other, and they watch like the fucking Bad Girls Club or whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, get on your grind. Like, get a hustle. If you're gonna watch anything, watch something that's gonna actually better you, something that's gonna teach you something as a skill that you can improve yourself on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think if you're not curious about, I mean, this is something that directly applies to copywriting, but just in general, just life in general, I think people who are successful are intensely curious. I was just watching the DVDs for the Titans of Direct Response,
Yeah.
and they were talking to the A-list copywriter guys, right for Agora and Boardroom. And they were talking about how just being insanely curious about everything. They're constantly reading about things in the minutia and whatever. And one of the best copywriters going today, Paris Lampropoulos, he talked.
Oh, that guy's badass.
Yeah, he's so badass. He talked about how he would know so much about stuff that he would find things that weren't even in the actual product, but he would learn about the subject itself, and he could tie what he learned into the product, even though it wasn't part of the product. It's some little thing he learned about whatever he's studying, and that would make the difference in the copy because he'd found something out, some minutia or something that he could really use to his advantage. So just really being insanely curious about the world.
Yeah, somebody's minutia could be gold. You never know. I mean, it's funny what you find out that are people's triggers. Sometimes you can just go on to fucking like what he does or go
Yeah.
on to Amazon. One of these things that I like doing is I just go onto YouTube now whenever I write copy.
Right.
And let's say I'm writing copy in the survival niche or some shit, right?
Right.
So I'll go in and there's a bunch of famous YouTubers on in that niche.
Right.
And all I do is get their videos that explain a bunch of cool shit, and I just hire this lady on Fiverr to transcribe the entire video.
Right.
And you'll be surprised how much fucking copy is already written for you once you do that. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
literally giving you all the golden little nuggets that these people really want that
Right.
maybe are glossed over by other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Good
really
tip.
powerful shit.
Yeah, I was also came with that same package. I was they had a video interview with Gene Schwartz, who's a famous copywriter, and he would say that he knew the book. The book he wrote a lot for books, of course, for mail order. He would say he knew the book so well that there were several instances where the author would say, "You can't really say that," and he would say, "No, I can because it's in the book." And he knew the book better than the author.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember. Was that a book by? Was that
That was a
thing
Rodale.
by Rodale?
Yeah, that was a Rodale speech he gave.
Yeah, I think I saw that or something. It was funny because I remember when I was like fucking maybe 10 years ago and I was like reading copy and first getting into this, I used to go and buy all the books that Sugarman and all these guys would write copy
Right.
for. I
Right.
would just buy I would buy the books that they were writing for. And now maybe that's not the best thing because some of the books were pretty shitty and they're not the authors, they're just selling it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty interesting to see how the bullets in the copy, like when you read the book, this is what I used to like to do. I would read the bullets in the copy in the sales letter, and then as I read the book, I would try to identify where these bullets came from.
Right.
And that's when you can start, and then you kind of get an inside look at the copywriter's head and like, huh, okay, that's what they were thinking. I wonder why they did this, and you can kind of, sometimes there's little patterns that are really simple to figure out. You just kind of get in the copywriter's head by the book that they're selling.
Yeah, that's so funny you mentioned that because I think Paris Lampropoulos said to do exactly that on one of the on the video, on one of the videos.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said.
I gotta see that video. I've never seen a video of him. I've only just heard stuff about him, and I may have read some copy. I call him badass because everybody calls him badass, but I don't even know if I could identify his copy, to be honest. I have to see it.
Yeah, I've read a few of his letters, and they're tight. So what it comes down to too, like he said, is just like you got to know in order to write about it. Like you said, watching these videos and getting them transcribed, it's because there's a languaging to what people are talking about that you don't normally use because you're not in that. I mean, you're not interested in survival stuff, perhaps.
Yeah.
So you don't know how they talk about it and stuff. All those things are important when you're selling to people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's funny because I've actually had that happen to me on one occasion where one of the marketers was telling me, "Hey, you can't say this." I'm like, "But it says it in your fucking this is what you give to clients in your onboarding. Like, what do you mean I can't say this? This is what it says." I constant pasted that shit. It's pretty funny. And it's pretty funny shit.
It shows how thorough you are too.
I'm in the you already know I'm in the car. I'm fucking chewing on these little what are these called? They're naturally soothing relief that lasts. Some shit these cough drops, that's what they're called.
Lozenges, yeah.
Yeah, so if you hear some weird crackling, that's what it is. Dude, I don't know what the hell. I'm still on this whole sickness thing, right? And I'm driving around and now I just parked. I don't know if you guys have an Academy Sports and Outdoor store. My girlfriend just parked here and went inside because she's got to get like a coat or some shit for Chicago. And I'm seeing all these people here, and there's people fucking coughing up, sick, and I'm just like, good God, like, what do you do? Like, I feel so fucking lucky. Like, what? Like, I remember when I had a job, like, you can't just be sick. Like, you have to go to work still, or else you lose your job. Like, you may have sick days, but you may only have 5 or 10. Like, after that's done, you're fucked. Like, I just think about this, and if there's anybody on this call, anybody who's listening to this, that maybe they haven't even, I mean, there's two things. If you haven't started your own business, you've just got to get on it, and just get on it in the fucking simplest, easiest way possible. Do some fucking, drop shipping, do some copywriting, sell an ebook, or fucking do some MLM. It doesn't matter. I'm not an MLM person personally, but it doesn't matter. Just start something with low overhead, get your skills up on how to actually run a business, and then just get some fucking freedom. Grind as hard as you can to actually find new customers. Everybody's worried about retaining customers, and that's really one of the most important things. Yes, but if you're always retaining customers and never chasing down new customers, you're fucked if that one retainer customer leaves. You know what I mean?
Right.
You've got to have people in that pipeline. You've got to always be able to keep your skills up to par in getting business.
Right.
If you don't do that, you're really screwed. Like I have just now realized how valuable, and I keep harping on this. I've just now realized how valuable it is to have fucking money, because I've never
Yeah.
felt this way. I'm used to like just being sick and paranoid and fucking like I have no way out. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna suffer for like a month or something. You know, and now I'm like, it's just a different feeling. Like I'm still doing shit. I feel like crap, but I'm on this podcast, you know, because I'm
Yeah.
fucking doped up on fucking medicine. It's crazy. You know?
Maybe people like the
I don't
doped
know.
up you better than the regular you. Who knows? We'll have to take a search.
Yeah, maybe it's the best thing. I'm doped up on some fucking like Dayquil or some shit. I don't know what I'm on. I literally, it's probably I'm the worst self-medicator probably, because I just grabbed, like I said, I bought like $100 worth of these medications. I don't even know what they all are. And I'm just kind of switching. I'm like, well, this one didn't fucking do shit. Next one, next one, next one. Let's see
For
which
all
one
the
works.
for all the people listening too, Carlos is not a medical doctor, and this is not medical advice.
Yeah, this is not medical advice. Do not listen to me for medical advice. You will die. That's the disclaimer.
We're not cutting it short. You will be, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, dude.
So
Well, so you're going to Chicago. You're speaking at an event, I presume.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to be speaking at the event. It fell through. Nothing bad with the guys; they're all good. I'm going to actually be chilling with them, but it's probably better now that I think of it, because I'm fucking sick as dog shit. I would not want to speak right now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I would not want to be speaking right now at this moment. I would be like, for 90 minutes, I'd be pretty pissed. So it's probably best. I'll probably when I'm going there though, I've hit up a bunch of people, and I'm gonna be, you know, linking up, masterminding with a few of the people who are already like doing cool shit. Like some people are on my Facebook I don't know personally, obviously, because I add a bunch of them from the Cult of Copy, and then I just posted a bunch of cool shit on my page. But a few of these guys are real heavy hitters, and it's interesting because some of them have little offices in Chicago, and they're like, hey, you know, your hotel is like 10 minutes away from me. Let me know when you're in town and we'll brainstorm, have some coffee. So I think it's a really cool thing when you can just go to, I feel like I can go pretty much anywhere and somebody is a marketer in that town. You know what I mean?
Oh
You can
yeah.
just brainstorm with them. It's a cool fucking feeling. I know for a fact I'm going to meet like at least 6 to 8 people by the time I'm there in Chicago. It's fucking, that's a lot. To me,
It
that's a
is.
lot. That's a person a day.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of shit.
It is a lot of shit, and it speaks to the fact that you're out there putting yourself out there and getting to know people and making a name for yourself, Carlos, because
Yeah.
that's what's making these
Yeah.
connections. You're hustling.
It's true, man. Because even though you're sick, I had to kind of convince I was selling myself. You always have to sell yourself, right? I think people get worried about other people selling them. You've got to sell yourself in everything. I mean, if let's say from anything from a relationship, you got to sell yourself on your relationship. If you feel like you're not in a good relationship, you got to figure the fucking shit out, or sell yourself on the relationship if you really want it. Sell yourself on whatever the fuck you're doing. You know, so for me going to Chicago, even though I'm not going to be speaking at this event, it's a really killer way to meet fucking high level marketers for, you know, not that much money. I'll just take it as a mini vacation, and it's still going to be work, but it's going to be kind of cool. I'm just meeting people and linking up. Who knows? Or maybe I'll do a JV. But I mean, at first I was just like, I'm not even going to go. Fuck this, you know. And but you just got to sell yourself, you know. Fuck, man, you got to do. You only live once. Go to Chicago, meet these motherfuckers. You already said you were going to meet them.
Yeah.
Go meet them, do your fucking business, and then come back home. You know, like you're not going to die going to Chicago, hopefully. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Not unless you're walking around the South Side or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God forbid. Fucking, oh
I've
my
learned that
God,
one.
that's so. This is so funny. Somebody just rolled through in the parking lot smoking a joint. I'm like, you, what the fuck? What are we in like fucking Colorado or something, dude? It's funny as shit. People have such balls. The guy just pulled up right next to me, looked at me, smoked a joint, and rolled his window up. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you know that cop? You know?
He knew what
Anyway,
was on your mind.
haha.
He knew
He
what
knew it was on my. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, man. So there's some crazy shit. I don't know. I don't know. I think you just gotta sell yourself, but also you gotta make sure that you're fucking out there and you're grinding not just for money, but grind for the freedom, and more importantly, really just grind for the fucking security blanket of knowing no matter what happens, you've got it covered. You know what I mean? It's the best feeling in the world. Even if you're sick, knowing I've got it covered, it's like I'm my own parent. You know what I mean? It's cool.
No, I agree. I agree totally, Carlos. And yeah, for those people who are listening to this call and listen to the travails of people living the lifestyle, being on the road and traveling and stuff, it's one of the best things, being successful can bring you, is you get to meet all sorts of cool people. I mean, most of the people I hang out with now, I didn't know 2 years ago. None of them, not a single person.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting how you can adopt a new mindset, new lifestyle, new whatever you're jumping into, and you can meet all these crazy new people that are awesome and that bring a lot of value to your life as you're bringing value to theirs.
Yeah. One of these days, maybe in a fucking let's see, maybe in like a year when we start getting even more and more track. I think by next year we're gonna be even more blown the fuck up because
Oh yeah.
yeah, if whoever's listening to this, if they for some reason think I am the one behind this podcast, you are sadly mistaken. Because I don't do shit. It is all David Allen. And I think with all the shit David Allen's been doing, by next year we're gonna basically have to have like a cruise with everybody, and maybe we can link up with everybody. A big ass fucking Takeover Tuesday cruise. You know what I mean?
That
But
sounds
yeah,
good. Yeah, it's funny.
definitely, definitely.
It is funny. I mean, Carlos, we struck it off as a good, friendship. We've never met in person. For those people who don't listen to this very often, or ever just their first episode, Carlos and I really don't know each other except for online. We struck up a friendship, connecting on the copywriting field.
Yeah, he's my E friend.
Yeah,
Real friend too. You're
exactly.
my E friend.
Disciple. Yeah, it's an E-frame. Yeah, exactly.
It's like pen pals in the 1990s, except different,
Yeah,
or
except it
1980s, I
happens
guess.
a lot faster. Yeah. So we saw, and I just knew Carlos. We just had the right personality click, and we just knew that it would be fun to do this. And so I hope people are getting value out of it. And we intend to take this to a whole new level very shortly. We built up a number of episodes. There's a certain number of episodes I want to get to before we start to really blow this thing up.
Oh yeah, there's
And we
there's
got
a
some,
bunch of shit
yeah,
you're
we got
doing,
some,
dude. That's really fucking impressive. I mean, there's a few people, you guys, that he's told me, and Brandon, I say you guys, it's to whoever's listening, is he's told me some people that are going to be on our show within the next few weeks and months, and it's fucking impressive. I didn't even think like some of these people I've looked up to for the last 10 years, and I didn't think I was going to be able to meet them. So it's kind of cool shit how you're able to do that, man. Because
yeah.
I don't have that gift. I'm like, I'm not good at this stuff. Thank God for you.
Well, for those people who are expecting to hear, and this is another thing we should cover, people expecting to hear the hardcore closer on this week's episode, we had a scheduling conflict where Mr. Stuman had to fly out of town at sort of the last minute. So he will be on next Tuesday. We rescheduled him. And then we got some very interesting people. I've tried to think outside the box and get some people from different fields completely. Trying to get to people who have achieved success in different weird fields and stuff, but use sort of the same model that we've all sort of used. So,
Yeah.
because it's all the same. If everyone listened to the episode we had Everett Farnell on, he really spoke to how it's really the same no matter what you're applying to it. There's these similar, if not exactly the same stages that everyone goes through as they're ascending to success. And you can just see that when you talk to other people. They may have differing, I went to here, I moved to this town, I did, but the steps are exactly the same almost. It's really kind of freaky.
Yeah. It is pretty interesting, man. It's cool to see all the different people who succeed in different industries using pretty much the same type of principles. You know what I mean? It's just principles at the end of the day that you have to apply to your business. So it doesn't matter if you're a copywriter, a marketer, or whatever the fuck you are. If you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, there's really a few things you need to know. You need to get fucking customers. You need to get yourself a good reputation so people trust you. And then you just need to keep doing that shit over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And maybe a few things here and there, but for the most part, it's the same type of principles. And I think a great way of learning is just like what you're saying, is bringing people in who are experts in their particular industry, who've learned how to apply these principles to actually make some real cake, real money, real fucking moolah. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be a very exciting 2016 for everyone involved here, all the listeners, and Carlos and myself. It's gonna get buck wild, I think, for this next year.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, fucking, I think this is a good place to wrap up because I'm
Yep.
probably about to knock out off all these drugs and shit I'm in right now.
Sounds good, man.
So, but dude, that was really good. I fucking can't wait to talk to you again next week because it's gonna be I'll be in Chicago, so I'll probably be freezing my ass off when we're
Nice.
on the phone with the hardcore closer. But it'll be fun. It'll be nice.
Yeah, it'd be really good. I think, yeah, you will be freezing your ass off as someone who's from the north. Yeah, you will be dying. But at the same time, yeah, the hardcore closer Ryan Stuman will be on next week. All things coming together, hopefully. And yeah, anyone has questions for Ryan, either send them to us. We now have a email address. So Takeover Tuesday podcast at gmail.com if you want to take that down, or we have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Takeover Tuesday podcast. You can just post it right on the. People seem reticent to do that, but you're more than welcome to just post it right on the page. And also, we'd like to thank Ben Sound at bensound.com for the intro and outro music. Carlos, we'll talk again next week when we have Ryan on, and I hope you feel a hell of a lot better by then.
Awesome, dude. Thank you. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Sounds good, man.